When the attack happened in Libya and Gaddafi was being taken down, a number of African presidents said, wait, hold. We will fly into Libya and we can have some kind of diplomatic conversations. The feedback from external actors to them was, if you fly into Libyan airspace, we cannot guarantee your security. I want you to think about that for a minute.
Hi guys, I hope this video finds you well. Guys, I want you to take a look at this brave African woman that has come out to expose the West in details. Let me shock you guys, fellow Africans. How many of you are aware that after the execution of Gaddafi of Libya, some African leaders, presidents, they came together. They wanted to pay a visit to Libya. Guess what? The West, the people that took Gaddafi, they said to them expressly that their safety, their health safety, you understand, will not be guaranteed. They weren't allowed to use, I've forgotten the right word to use now, you understand? Their health space. African presidents were told this on African soil, on our land, by the West. Now, they've come out to expose, how some of these presidents in the current days, they become puppets. They are lying, as far as I'm concerned, what they are going there to Africa to do, they are more or less puppets to the West. This lady is brave. This is the second Ibrahim Traore. As you watch this video, please kindly give it a thumbs up, endeavor to share so that every other Africans can see it. I'm proud of this woman. Also, the former president of South Africa, Thabo Mbeki, also spoke in the video you're about to watch. Endeavor to watch this today and please give it a thumbs up. Thank you.
When the attack happened in Libya and Gaddafi was being taken down, a number of African presidents said, wait, hold. We will fly into Libya and we can have some kind of diplomatic conversations. The feedback from external actors to them was, if you fly into Libyan airspace, we cannot guarantee your security. I want you to think about that for a minute, that heads of state of the African continent were told this on our continent. And ladies and gentlemen, what is Libya today? What is Libya today? And it happened on our watch. It happened on our watch. Ladies and gentlemen, Rwanda 1994. Dilly-dallying over the word genocide at the United Nations Security Council. So 1 million people dead in how many days? And who solved the problem? We had to solve the problem. His Excellency and a small force came back in and had to build this country from scratch, ladies and gentlemen. And today we still get lectures and hear lectures about human rights, and there's something wrong. I want to talk about South Africa today. In South Africa today, we are hearing narratives being built around white genocide in South Africa. You are security actors, you understand the import of these narratives and why are they being placed in the international scene? Why is this happening? What could it open up? But where does Africa stand? 54 nations? A strong continent, resource-rich, fastest-growing continent in the world. Where do we deserve to sit? Your Excellency, let me come to you on this. Multilateral systems and how do we maneuver this very serious reality, please?
African presidents around Africa, if you have an American military base, training base, whatever they want to call it, technological exchange or security, blah, 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 I think that honeymoon is over. You as a president of the country, you need to make a decision. If you are afraid, you must see what Traore has done, you must see what Niger has done, you must see what Mali has done, you must see what Namibia has done. People must be there as our leaders who are not scared of making those decisions, though unpopular, because this is what we feel as the common people. So you will not be able to have a good night's sleep when you have shaken your hand with Macron or shaken your hand with Donald Trump, and you go home and you think that should be business as usual. The young people are wide awake. We are wide awake, and we will not stop sending information, sending knowledge, sending propaganda, so that Africans, we can colonize ourselves. We can colonize ourselves with our own information. And having said that, it is being spoken in no mixed terms that any African leader who opens up their country to military strategizing with America, with France, and some of our previous colonizers will do that at the peril of their own political career. So mark my words, mark my words. And I warned you, Ruto, the other day, I warned you, Ruto, that stop that mischief, because it's not going to be lasting very long. You survived by a whisket when the Gen Zs were coming for you. And a few days later, you're forgotten again. I mean, you sent soldiers to Haiti the other day. The young people were not happy. You increased taxes, you played around your budget and etc. And they were coming for your neck. I will not tell you what I was doing in the background. But now you're starting again, Ruto. You're starting again. This business of Langley will bury you alive. I'm telling you that. And I want to challenge all the Kenyan young people, all the Gen Zs who had put their guns down, that based on what Ruto has done so far as Langley is concerned, and giving refuge to this AFRICOM Security what Council, that cannot be going down our throats, and we would smile at you, Ruto, as if you are doing well. You are not doing well. And on the same wavelength again, what Ramaphosa has done with Rupert in America, again, young people are watching you, Malema is saying one thing on the left. You are doing the other thing on the right. I mean, the audacity of going to America and then you play Julius Malema's videos with Donald Trump. Man, why not just take the young man with you? Then he could have spoken to Trump directly. If you were scared of looking Donald Trump in the eye, maybe Malema would have done you a favor and addressed Donald Trump one-on-one. But this whole sheepish diplomatic conversations seeking for a Nelson Mandela middle ground, it will not fly. You may want to laugh, you may want to castigate, you may say what you want to say, but the revolution is here. And in our generation, we are going to witness it. And I feel sorry. I feel sorry for the business community who are heavily invested with the American community, the French community. The young people want change, and they want
the institutions of the African Union, this continental organization which has given us a whole range of policy positions in terms of what is to be done. Who does it? This agency question has been raised. I'm saying we have an AU commission, which certainly for many years has not been doing what it should do. As a consequence of which, heads of state and government, they meet and they take very major policy positions. What happens after that? Nothing. Even in terms of a simple process of reporting, when I was president of the Republic of South Africa, as confessed, South Africans here might correct me, I don't remember a single instance when President Mbeki comes back from an AU summit and reports to the nation what the summit decided. I don't think we ever did it. So me and my delegation, we know what was decided. The country doesn't know.